Alright everyone, welcome back. Sakura now surpasses her as a holy grail. The Ironsborn Grail cannot interfere with the gate that the Makiri Grail has opened. Zoken Mato meant to open the same thing, but he opened something different. Only Illy understands this. Along with the other girl turned into a holy grail Sakura.
間に合うかな、シロ。シロが間に合うなら一緒にどこか遠くに逃げてもいいけど。
She peers up at the sky absently. The girl's been having doubts. She's having trouble choosing between her duty and the newfound desires in her.
でもね、シロ。どっちにしたって死んじゃうことに変わりはないんだよ。
The outcome won't change. Only death awaits her, whether she faces the gate as a holy grail or runs away. That's why she keeps asking herself what she really wants as she looks up at the gray expanse. And that's why she doesn't notice. A shadow creeps through the entrance of the house, saying, "I'm home." Did it infiltrate the bounded field around the home? Or did the barrier fail to identify her as an intruder? Slowly, she moves from the living room to the backyard without making a sound, and reaches for the girl's shoulder.
ずいぶん遅いお帰りね、さくら。今までどこに行ってたの？
Oh, Rin knows already.
姉さん。
The intruder, Sakura Mato, freezes. She looks away from Ilya, who is right in front of her, and at Rin Tosaka, waiting in the yard.
イリアから離れなさい。それ以上近づいたら容赦なく撃ち抜くわ。
Everyone here knows that it isn't an idle threat.
無駄なことなのに。あ、それでリンの気が済むならいいけど。
Ilya's Veil walks out, not looking surprised in the least. She goes to the edge of the yard, as if to spectate the face-off between Sakura and Rin.
そう。初めからここで待っていたんですね、姉さん。私がイリアちゃんを誘いに来ると読んでたんだ。まあね、私にはシロと違ってあんたを助ける理由がないもの。いよいよとなったらイリアをさらいに来るのは明白でしょ。そうでなくても一度前科があるんだから、イリアを見張るのは当然よ。
The way she says Shiro makes Sakura twitch. She doesn't like it. The open loathing on her face would be utterly alien to anyone who knew her before.
ひどいな。姉さんはいつもそう。そうやって決めつけて私をバカにするんです。自分は綺麗だからって汚れた私を見下している。本当に嫌な人。ねえ姉さん、私そんなに悪い子ですか？
Her voice contains no emotion. Rin takes the question in stride.
当たり前じゃない。この家を出た時点で救いきれない大バカよ。あんたは麻藤さくらを守りたがってたやつを最後まで信じてやらなかったんだから。
She snaps back at Sakura. Sakura drops her gaze. The truth of the remark seems to make her genuinely realize her error.
私はそれが最良だと思ったなんて言わないで。私たちは外に出るなって言ったのよ。それに異論があったならまず相談しろっていうのよ。なのにあんたは黙って出て行った。一人きりで今までと全く同じ失敗を繰り返した。本当に呆れたわ。そんなことも守れないから他人にいいようにつけ込まれるのよ、あんたは。そうですね。確かに今まではそうでした。けど姉さん、私もう弱くなんてありません。これからは姉さんが家にこもっていてください。先輩は私が守りますから。
An ominous shadow spills out in concert with her icy gaze. Uh-oh, it's about to start. Expecting this, Rin takes a slight step back. She doesn't realize that her moment of weakness is the last push Sakura needs.
どうしたんですか姉さん。そんな風に背中を丸めてると、まるで私に怯えて。
Rin clicks her tongue, realizing her mistake, but it's too late. No, she was never ready to begin with. From the moment Sakura reached for Ilya, it was already over.
そう、もう部屋でおとなしくしてる気はないってこと？ええ、姉さんの言うことなんてもう聞きません。だって私の方が強いもの。
Shadows leap. Innumerable jet black streams rush out from Sakura's feet and cover the yard. And from within the thick, inky black,
さくら、あんた。
a knight wielding a dark-tinted sword emerges. Another typo.
セイバー、聖杯を捕まえて。抵抗するようなら多少の乱暴は構わないから。
Why are you controlling Saber? The dark saber obeys without a word. There's no longer any doubt. It's clear what the shadow is now, and the fate of any servant it devours is in plain sight before them. Rin bites her lip. But then... something shadowy, far surpassing Rin's magical energy, lashes out at her in a merciless lethal shot. She hits the ground rolling. The shadow that was shot out is in the same level as the black shadow. If she touches it, she's finished. Even the slightest graze will cause it to stick to Rin's skin and engulf her in the blink of an eye. And once that happens, if she's swallowed by the shadow that not even servants can escape from, then Rin, a bundle of magic circuits, would be absorbed entirely without being able to resist at all. The tentacles shoot out at her in rapid succession. Rin realizes that this isn't coming from the shadow, but from Sakura's own magecraft. Amato's magecraft specializes in binding others. But originally, Sakura was a Tosaka, a shadow wielder aligned with imaginary numbers. She can manifest a shadow to this extent because of her two alignments. They catch up to Rin easily. The difference in their magical energy is overwhelming. Right now, Sakura's magical energy is limitless. Her capacity is 100 million units. From the perspective of Rin's 300 units, Sakura is a monster with a bottomless reserve. She controls Saber, who boasts the highest magical energy among the servants, and can freely use the shadow. It isn't clear if even a servant could overcome this extraordinary mage.
魔術自体は単純だけど、とにかく量が違いすぎる。
Rin watches the transformed Sakura, her shoulders heaving with exertion. She has no chance of victory and no way out. It would be a different story if she had a power source on par with Sakura, the Holy Grail itself, but she doesn't.
と言っても、魔力の供給源としちゃ、この世界で聖杯と同レベルのものなんてないんだけど。
She sighs and drowns her anxiety with grumbling.
ダメですよ姉さん。そんなところで立ち止まったら危ないじゃないですか。
Sakura doesn't hesitate to aim her palm at Rin. She has no mercy. Her lips curl into an arrogant sneer.
さあ、もっと遊びましょう姉さん。最後には捕まってしまうでしょうけど、それまで可愛く逃げてくださいね。
She smiles at her beloved sister. Rin knows this will end the way Sakura says. There's no escaping the shadow. If Sakura felt like it, she could engulf the entire lot, not just the yard. Rin's completely helpless against Sakura, who expands the shadow little by little. The shadow wraps around Rin. The gel-like mud binds her body, squeezes her tight, and infiltrates her magic circuits, like a blood-borne parasite.
なんだ、そこまでですか。思っていたほど強くないんですね、姉さんは。
Her breathing is ragged, and her cheeks are flushed. The sight of her sister smeared with thick oil excites Sakura even though she's female.
さくら。
The mud doesn't cover her face as if to let Sakura enjoy her suffering.
こ
Rain glares at Sakura, enduring the humiliation, but it only lasts for a few seconds. The mud working its way through her body oozes its way into her organs.
それじゃあいただきますね。これ楽しみだったんです。魔術師から魔力を食べるのは初めてだから。
The gel-like shadows bind Rin tightly. The meal doesn't even last a few seconds.
おいしい。満腹には程遠いけど少しは足しになりました、姉さん。
Rin's remaining magical energy disappears. It's over. Slumped over and struggling to breathe, Rin doesn't have the strength to resist. She has no way to resist but...
それだけじゃダメだ。ここで殺しておかないと。次は私が。
She'll lose to her sister again. She doesn't have anything to base this hunch on. Rin has no way of overcoming this power gap. But somehow, Sakura is sure that the next time they fight, Rin will kill her for sure. So she needs to finish her off here. It would be too easy to simply neutralize her by taking her energy. She needs to end her here because Rin Tosaka will do the same. That's what Sakura tells herself as she spreads her trembling hand.
姉さん、ここで。
The shadow doesn't spread. With shaking shoulders, she looks at her weakened sister and...
Sakura!
Ah, I was hoping he would show up. The last person she wanted to meet finally catches up to her. Clearly, something is happening in the backyard. So much of the nauseating, spiteful vortex of energy is leaking out that I can even touch it. You don't need to be amazed to know that something's wrong. I thought I was ready, but I'm dumbstruck by what I find. Tosaka is covered in the shadow that looks like coal tar. Ilya is watching from the edge of the yard, and Saber is standing in front of her. And in the very middle, Sakura has a hand thrust out at Tosaka.
Sakura!
I dash into the yard. I can't neglect any of them, but right now, Tosaka's in the most danger. She looks deathly pale beneath the coal tar, and her life will be in danger unless she gets up right away.
Tosaka! Oh, しっかりしろ、バカ!
I lift her up, but she doesn't respond.
待ってろ、すぐ剥がしてやる、こんなの。
I tear at the mud covering her, but despite being a liquid, the mud behaves like elastic rubber. I can't get a decent handhold on it, and it bounces back as soon as I tear it off.
なんだこれ、登坂には触れるのに、どうして？
I can't tear the mud off no matter how hard I try. In the chaos and confusion, I keep trying to pull the mud off Tosaka. And then...
無駄ですよ、先輩。私の影は私しか解除できない。先輩程度の技量じゃ逆に取り込まれてしまいます。
Sakura.
Sakura speaks in a cold voice I don't know.
Sakura, その顔。
My scattered mind grinds to a halt. Sakura's neck. It looks like a tattoo spreading over it. It doesn't look like it at all, but that's a command spell. Sakura's body's writhing with command spells I don't understand.
驚いたな。よっぽど急いできたんだ、先輩。けど、やっぱり慌ててるんですね。兄さんがどうなったのか見てきたのに、 私を叱らないんだもの。
I think he deserved it.
それはいい。シンジのことは今は話さなくていい。さくらが落ち着いてからちゃんと話を聞く。
That's right. I need to talk to Sakura now. Zoken said all kinds of stuff, but he was lying. Sakura is still Sakura. So if we can just talk, she'll go back to...
いいえ、私はそんな話はしたくないし、先輩とも話したくない。喋るのは私だけでいいんです。先輩も姉さんも兄さんも町の人たちも、もう私に口を出すことなんてできないんだから。
My hair stands on end. This is worse than any chill. A sharp spike of extreme cold runs from my medulla down to the bottom of my spine, like a knife opening up my back.
それより先輩、なんで姉さんをかばうんですか？
For an instant, my vision goes blank. A shadow rises behind Sakura. The chill running down my back crystallized into ice-cold terror, encasing my entire body. That's... Sakura. When people told me that she's the shadow, I was able to bear it. I can't deny what I just saw. All it took was a touch to melt my left arm. That emotionless killing machine slaughtering people all over town was Sakura. My throat feels tight. My eyeballs spasm, and the world seems to warp and twist around me. Every cell in my body screams in warning, and I desperately try to snap myself out of the frozen terror. But I can't. Sakura's presence, it's no longer human. No longer Sakura. I haven't been swallowed by this titanic magical energy yet. There's only one reason I can't move. Sakura's boundless bloodlust is directed at me.
いつもそうでした。私を守ってくれるって言ったのに、先輩は私だけを見てくれなかった。でもいいんです。そういう人だから、私先輩が欲しかった。
My vision warps. My mind is crumbling as I hear the words of this Sakura I don't know. It creaks in denial. Protest that this isn't Sakura. Forbidden thoughts bury themselves in my mind.
先輩、私といると苦しいでしょう。先輩にとって私がどれだけ重荷なのかよくわかっています。だから私、先輩の前から消えないといけなかった。
Shadows dance. The ground of the backyard reminds me of the shadow puppet
け
stage.
どできないんです。私にとって嬉しいことは先輩だけだから。それに先輩だって私からは離れられない。先輩はこれ以上自分を裏切ることができないから。だから殺してあげます。そうすればずっとそばにいてくれるし、何より先輩はもう苦しまなくていいでしょう。
The shadows reach for me. They swell into a wave bent on swallowing both me and Tosaka. In my battered mental state, I shove Tosaka away. The black wave descends on me. I don't even try to evade it. I was terrified. The mere instant I thought that this Sakura isn't Sakura anymore, the realization stopped me from moving my body. I know this. I've bathed in this darkness before. The It'll shatter me. I couldn't withstand it for even 1 second last time. If it covers me while my mind is still blank, my mind will disappear before my body. My body withers. My body temperature drops to 0 in an instant. It's more suffocating and scary than I expected, so I move my body to try and get out. But I can't jump. There's no ground to push off of. I'm going to... I come to my senses in the backyard. Purple hair fills my field of view.
ライダー、あなた。
I completely forgot about Ryder. Thank you.
これはあなたの命令です、さくら。何があってもエミやシローを守れと。
参った。
Ryder rescued me from the black wave.
動かないように。その体で立ち上がれば意識が途絶えます。
I'm not even thinking about that. On my hands and knees, the act of breathing threatens to knock me out.
さあ、私に逆らうのね、ライダー。ならあなたも取り込みます。予定外のものを取ったからこれ以上サーバントはいらないのだけど、あなたは特別にセーバーと同じにしてあげる。
Shadows rise. Sakura shrouds the entire yard in darkness. She isn't holding back anymore after Ryder's betrayal. The area around us is already covered in black. Ryder makes no sign of running. She just watches the creeping shadows approach like a criminal awaiting execution.
そこまでよ。余計なことはしない方がいいわ、さくら。あなた、これ以上取り込むと戻れなくなるから。
エリア。
The shadow's encroachment pauses.
それはどういう意味ですか、イリアスフィール。言葉通りの意味よ。ライダーを取り込んでも、シローを殺しても、リンを再起不能にしても、今のさくらには意味がないってこと。時間の無駄だし、八つ当たりはそのあたりにしておいたら。
What is she doing? Ilya is walking toward Sakura.
さくらは私が目的なんでしょ。なら早く済ませましょう。おとなしく一緒に行ってあげるから。あんなの放っておきなさい。正気ですか。私が欲しいのはあなたの心臓だけ。私と来るということは殺されても構わないということです。そんなの分かってるわ。けどどっちにしたって殺されるんだし、抵抗しても無駄でしょ。とりあえず今はさくらが一番強いんだし。
Ilya is calm. It's vexing. I muster my body and every shred of my frayed mind to try and understand what Ilya is saying, but I can't.
じゃあ自ら生贄になるというの、イリアスフィール。ええ、それが私の役割だもの。けど清掃はここにはないの。さくらが後継者として門を開きたいなら私の城まで取りに行かないと。それにさくらは決着をつけることにしたんでしょ。ならシロを殺す必要はないじゃない。誰も殺したくないから受け入れたのに、今はもうみんなを殺したくて仕方がないなんて矛盾してるわよ、さくら。
The shadows recede. Even the mud covering Tosaka's fades away as if it was never there.
いいでしょう。自分で探す手間が省けますから。どんな思惑かは知らないけど、あなたの口車に乗ってあげます。
Her long hair sways. Sakura turns her back on us as if she's completely lost interest in me and Ryder. She starts to leave.
さくら
Still on my knees, I call out to her.
もう私の前に来ないでください。先輩を前にしたら私先輩を殺すしかない。
Sakura grows distant. I can't follow her or call out to her.
さくらの言う通りよ。シローの出番はこれで終わり。後の始末は私の役目だもん。さくらは私が連れて行くから、シローはもう休んでいいよ。
Can't even help Ilya.
じゃあね。今まで楽しかったよ、お兄ちゃん。
I hear her bid me a sad farewell. Finally, I unfreeze. My uncontrollable shaking in front of the shadow, and my guilt for thinking Sakura was someone else finally stopped. It's infuriating. I was so pathetic that I couldn't even take Sakura's hand. And that's not all. At the very end, I let Ilya make such a face when she called me her big brother.
かやろう
I run. I chase after them with reckless abandon, pushing through the nausea, the chill, and my soup-like brain.
追うな。それ以上進めば殺す。
A black armored servant stands in my way. She's been silent this entire time, and now she overwhelms me with her grim presence, sword pointed at me.
どいてくれセイバーあのまま二人を行かせるわけにはいかない。
それはこちらのセリフだ。このままあなたに追わせることはできない。それに仮に私が退いたところで今のあなたに何ができる。これは最後の忠告だ。どのような形であろうとさくらは聖杯を手に入れる。それだけがさくらを解放する手段だ。その結果が彼女の死であったとしてもそれで麻藤さくらは救われる。さくらを助けたいのなら手を引け。だがそれでも追ってくるというのならその時こそその首を叩き落とす。
The dark saber disappears. Sakura and Ilya are gone. They vanish from sight as if sinking into her shadow. I run out of the will to move my body. My arms and legs go limp like a puppet with its strings cut. I can't stay conscious. Is it just my vision that's going dark? The sight of Sakura being swallowed by the shadows burned into my mind like an indictment. Ah, end of the day. Ah, why? Too soon. Time to make a final choice. It's clear who will win this battle. No, it would be more accurate to say that it was decided a long time ago. This conclusion was ordained from the moment I lost her.
ただシロ、あれの相手をするということは最も困難な道を行くということ。それを今から胸に刻んでおいてください。
The girl who fought by your side and acted as your sword until the very end said that. On the night you parted ways, you promised her that you'd go on fighting by yourself to put a stop to the shadow in this war. You went through hell. You survived it for a reason. You're still alive for a reason. You didn't miraculously survive while everyone else died. They all gave up their lives so that one person might live. You hated that. To break that reality, you told yourself that you had to become a righteous hero who saves everyone.